Hey y'all, guess what time it is? It's the Grolic Saves the World time.
All right, the Grolic saves the world.
That's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
We're getting big, our worries are mixed. Let's have some cake. While the Grolic saves the world. We're getting big, our worries are mixed. Let's have some cake. While the Grolic saves the world. We're getting big, our worries are mixed. Let's have some cake. While the Grolic saves the world.
Hello, welcome back to the Grolic Saves the World, your favorite podcast.
We're back.
Thank you for coming. I'm Adam Caton Holland.
My name's Ben Roy.
And I'm Andrew Orvedal.
Together, we are the three-headed beast that is the Grolics. Thanks for listening. How's everybody doing? How's everyone doing in their respective homes?
I'm hanging in there. How are you guys doing?
I'm bored. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Andrew, you got anything?
I had a stressful week. I had this cough. It was a little dry cough. And every day it got a little bit worse and a little bit worse. And I had this pressure in my chest. It felt like, like a kid was like sitting on my chest or something.
Oh, no.
And so I went and got the COVID test. You can get it free at Walgreens. You just drive through.
I didn't know they do that.
Couldn't be easier. Go to Walgreens website. We're not sponsored by Walgreens, but hey, Walgreens, if you want to kick me some money, I won't say no.
And I'm glad you brought it up because Walgreens has always been more of a home for me than a pharmacy. From the magazines,
you're going to go to get combos, Twizzlers,
prescriptions,
hemorrhoid cream.
I don't want to.
Photo. It's all there at Walgreens.
I'm glad you guys have started doing this. It's where I do all my grocery shopping now.
Absolutely.
And Walgreens has that weird brand of their own. What's it called? Nice or something? They have their own
fucking nice. Oh, they got eggs. Nice. That's me.
So I went and I got the COVID test, and then I had to wait 3 to 5 days. So I sequestered myself even more than usual, and then just had a sweat-drenched, stressful, 3 to 5 business days, coughing with this pressure in my chest. But drum roll. This morning, I got my results.
Oh, buddy.
Oh, baby.
We can resume mouth kissing. I'm negative.
Hallelujah. I'm tired of not
Or
kissing you.
it was a false negative and I have it and I'll die.
I miss kissing Andrew. I saw Adam kissing Andrew Claus under. I don't know.
That's the song.
I lost.
Ben's right. Ben's right. That's the song.
I wanted to give it cold silence, but
No, I'm glad you don't have it. That's certainly nerve-wracking. It's funny. I've had what I feel like probably 4 scares where I'm like, this is definitely it. I've got it now. I've got COVID, and then each time it's not that.
Totally.
It's totally
have you guys had the
psychosomatic.
test? Have you taken the test?
I have not
I've
taken
had
a
3.
test. Ben's had 3. Holy shit.
Well,
Well,
I got back.
He's been grappling in the
Well, no, but I
garage.
went. Yeah, and I went on tour. Remember, I came back in February, and then in March it hit really hard, and I was really sick, and I thought that's what it was, but it was apparently negative. So, and then the other times, just to check up. But that nose swab thing of them jamming that thing down your nose and in your throat it's not the most enjoyable thing.
At
in the world.
Walgreens, that you do it yourself and you don't have to jam at home. So
Okay. Well,
Once
that's
again,
good.
Walgreens has
they're
really
gentle. They reinvented
when the
the
federal
game.
government isn't willing to step up to get the testing done responsibly, who shows up? The heroes, the frontline heroes at Walgreens. I can't get enough of this place. And that's
I
like,
have-
Stop in there for a life-saving test and a king-size box of Whoppers, and I'm on my way.
You guys know I love photography. I had a darkroom for a number of years, but I just got rid of that thing. I turned it into an office as soon as I started to see the quality of photographs that Walgreens photo developing center is putting out these days.
Let me
guys.
ask you guys a question. Your key fob for your car, it's not working. You can't unlock it. It's like, what the fuck? Where are you going to go for a battery? You're going to go to fucking 7-Eleven to get that weird little circular silver battery?
No,
You
I'm
go to
not
your
gonna go
neighborhood
there.
Walgreens. You talk
Yeah.
to the battery technician in the store, and they get you what you fucking need in under 5 minutes. You're on your way. I can't get enough of this place. I really
and
do.
maybe
And on your way out, maybe a free blood pressure cuff test, right? I mean, you're already
Why
there.
not? Because they care about you. Because they care about you. I could go on about Walgreens all day, but I think it's probably time to get to whatever this challenge is.
No, I was thinking about this because there's, I've been, we've talked in past episodes about my therapy and about my therapist and about how new agey and she's into crystals and,
Right.
and
Your wife?
astrology.
That's not cool.
She's really into crystal. And I think that's the only reason she has me around, right now.
Ben,
I'm actually getting all my appointments in trade for photographs of crystal. It's very odd.
Wow.
they're mostly in crystal asleep. They're crystal
Yeah.
asleep.
Problematic situation here with the therapist.
Didn't think it was all that weird, I mean, there's a lot of
That
admiration.
power dynamic can be exploited too. Wow.
Oh, I don't think that's true. But yeah, no, so during all of this, like with the scares and just with staying at home and just feeling blah, I started to get it.
You get the.
Let's do an after school COVID special for us to explain the pandemic to
blahs.
children. Hey kids, I know that being at home and not being able to talk to your friends is pretty sad. Do you get the blahs because of a globally fucked up situation?
That your government keeps fumbling
And
at every yard
perpetuating.
line.
Because the blahs are kind of going around.
Oh my God. I didn't mean it like that, but now that you say it, I mean, we've all got wicked case of the blahs here.
I
at the
didn't know
road.
you were feeling.
Jesus, Ben, do you want me to come over and stay with you?
I mean, you are telling your therapist about.
You guys should come by
overwhelming
and do a blah fair check if you could. Just
I don't think Ben should be alone tonight. He's got the blahs.
well, anyway,
Oh,
for the blahs, but yes, we have had
Hey, don't be so blasé about it.
I just
No,
appreciate this vulnerability. A lot of people can't identify when they are lying.
Hey, kids, are you having trouble getting out of bed in the morning and don't really see a point to existence without the fun of going outside safely? You might have the blahs.
it was my favorite. My favorite Poison album was Open Up and Say Blah.
Okay.
No,
All right.
but like fighting this torpor and this malaise, is that more of an
there they
Adam
are.
Caton
Yes.
Holland
Ding,
word?
ding,
For
ding,
busting
ding.
out the thesaurus.
I had plenty of time while you both were making fun of me to go dig mine up. So I started meditating. I started to regularly meditate each day, take a half hour and sit and focus on my breath. And I've really found it to really help combat the blahs. I think it's really been, and do you, either of you meditate? I mean, Adam, you've done quite a bit of therapy in recent memory.
Yeah, no, I have. I've done lots of therapy, but truthfully, I've never done any meditation at all. And I'm going to surprise our listeners. I'm intrigued. I'm not going to be.
What?
I'm not going to be a pessimist.
This is the first time. This is the first time in a few challenges where you've not been like, I'm getting dumber by doing this.
I know. I'm excited by this
in Adam's
challenge.
defense, our past few challenges have been pretty stupid. So
Yeah, well, but I mean, this is nice.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to be a pessimistic Peter on this one. I'm going to be an optimistic Oliver and tell you that I'm pretty excited to try meditating because I think I might benefit from it. So yeah, I'm fucking on board. I've never done it. I don't know about Andrew. Andrew, have you meditated?
I'm going to be an apathetic Andrew here. I don't really care.
Andrew.
Andrew, what do you mean you don't care?
I've got
You're
a
the
little
one.
touch of the blood.
Wait. You've never meditated
No, I've never meditated. I've
in your
never-
life?
Nope.
You grew up in like a religious household. Isn't prayer kind of meditation? You know what I mean? Like,
Not our kind of religion where you quake in fear under God's boot heel. I was taught the meditation, this is how I grew up. I was taught anything New Age, but also especially meditation was evil. And by opening your mind up through meditation, you were actually just swinging the doors open wide for demons to come in for your mind and your body.
For the demons. Now we definitely have to do this, Adam. Because if we could get Andrew possessed.
I mean, that it will be a bonus.
So like exorcism of Emily Rose. Emily Rose was just old school meditating, and that was the problem, and the demons came right in.
Apparently, yeah. Like, if you don't leave your mind tight and guarded from new ideas and the idea that women could be people and whatever.
My
stupid,
favorite part of
Christian bullshit.
My favorite part of the way you described it is you no one could see your body movements when you were describing throwing open the door, but it was as if you had a silk robe on. You were just like, "Come on in,
Zoom
devil."
You are one of America's foremost Zoom actors.
I am. Yes, I am one of.
But I love that your family probably thought there was something you were being seductive and welcoming in the devil when you were meditating.
Well, a tangentially related story. I was also not allowed to take martial arts because they bowed to the flag at the beginning of class, and that was a form of idol worship. So you can't bow to the Japanese flag before you start martial arts because that's like putting something ahead of God. So if you're curious what the level of intelligent thought is that we're going on here, that's it.
Oh, I mean, Adam and I were curious, like what level of intelligence are we?
Right. I also just love the arrogance of thinking that like demons are so into you guys that they're just waiting for you to let them.
Dude, I'm a hot commodity in the demon world. I'm a bit of a tart.
They're not in Finland in the dark woods inspiring bands. They're waiting for Orbital to let down his guard.
Just one YMCA meditative yoga session. My eyes turn black and I levitate off the ground.
Oh man, you'd be amazing.
Streaming.
I would love it if Andrew was possessed. Like, this means we definitely. Here's what I'm.
Consider it a sub challenge. Yeah, I get where we're going with the challenge. We're going to be doing some meditating.
But here's.
Leave some snacks out around my bed. Yes.
Leave some spiritual snacks. I'm just saying.
I'm going to
open
leave
the
some
door.
heavy metal music, some rated R movies. You know,
yes.
everything.
Now we're
demon.
talking.
Some
What's
mascara.
Yeah, that does it. I think
Some
so.
science books.
Here's the challenge. I think we all try to meditate. I think what we do is we all work each day for the next week to meditate for 30 minutes a day, to stop, close our eyes, focus on our breath and breath work for 30 minutes and see what kind of change that maybe does to our stress level. Sub-challenge off of that. Andrew gets possessed by the devil. Now, and if he does not leave himself open there's no way of knowing that the devil is actually going to come in. He may see this as a ruse.
Devil
that's
is
a big
He
problem.
might not
Smart.
like being part of the game, you know?
Yeah,
Like, it's going to take the fun out of it when, you know, you don't want to rob a house if the front door is just already open, right?
Yeah.
I've heard that.
Like you're the bait car of spirituality.
The devil doesn't want a guest on our podcast.
I smell something amiss. I'll catch you next time around, Andrew. So I think we do this for the next week, and we see what kind of results we get out of this. If this helps to relieve some of this. Some of the blahs, if you will, if it's a panacea for the blahs.
Okay, so the challenge is meditate to get rid of the blahs and see if Andrew gets possessed.
Yeah.
Possessed by the
Personal
devil.
sub challenge. I'm going to leave the gates open
And 30 minutes just happens to be the length of an episode of Frasier, which is when I kind of meditate anyway. So I'm pretty excited about this challenge.
That's cheating. If we find out that you just watched Frasier,
I'm just going to watch 7 episodes of Frasier, and I'll report back with the deets.
What to do with your solid and scrambled eggs?
Was that the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones remix?
That's Dickie Barrett doing it, yeah, for sure. So why don't we do this? Why don't we take a quick break? Why don't we listen to some stand-up comedy from our live show? And I've got the perfect clip from the perfect comic. This is a clip from Emily Heller, and this is a deep cut, and it seems very relevant to what Adam just said. So enjoy this, and after the break, we'll be back all meditated.
The emotional highs and lows of a relationship, I can't stand it. I don't know how you guys do it. Like, the highs are really high, but the lows are really low, and I go back and forth all the time. I can't stand it. When I'm single, I'm just right here. You know, the highs are not as high. That's true. Like, you guys who are in relationships, when you guys are at your highest, right? When you guys are, like, hugging and kissing and whispering. It's been a while. I don't remember exactly everything that you do. When you guys are doing that, yes, I am at home watching Frasier. That's true. But when you guys are fighting and crying and compromising and going through each other's cell phones and going to parties with people you hate, I'm watching Frasier. I'm just right here at home watching some Frasier. I do not hear the blues of Colin toss salad and scrambled eggs. That one's for my Frasier heads in the house. Thanks for coming out. Being single really is like the Frasier of emotional states, right? Because, like, it's never too good, but it's never too bad. It's just pretty reliable. It might get old eventually, but I could see doing this for 10, maybe 11 seasons, no problem. And if you think about it, which I have all the way through, Frasier, the character, Dr. Frasier Crane, he's single on that show. You guys, for 11 seasons, he's single on that show. And he's doing pretty good, okay? He's got a good family, good friends, good job. He might be a little neurotic, a little lonely from time to time, but in general, he's got his shit together, right? Kelsey Grammer, on the other hand, the actor who plays Frasier, he's been married 4 times. He married a stripper who fired a gun at him. His Wikipedia page has a separate section entitled Sex Tape Lawsuit. Would you rather be Kelsey Grammer or celebrated radio psychiatrist Dr. Frasier Crane? And yes, those are your only 2 options. I've made my choice.
Get out of the trenches of tedious tasks like managing order fulfillment and start growing your business with ShipStation. They'll help increase profitability by automating your workflow with their simple, easy-to-use dashboard. With it, you can pretty much do everything you need to quickly and easily. Update order information, print labels, compare rates, optimize shipments, and even set up automatic delivery notifications. And it doesn't matter where you sell. Amazon, Etsy, eBay, Shopify, ShipStation can integrate pretty much anywhere online. Another great thing about ShipStation? They can help reduce costs with industry-leading discounted rates from some of the biggest mail carriers. You might even be able to get up to 89% off USPS and UPS rates. So, make this year your most profitable one yet. Sign up for your free 30-day trial at ShipStation.com and use the code Spotify. That's ShipStation.com with the code Spotify.
Okay, and we are back, and we have teleported through time and space through the magic of podcasting.
Yeah, I bet the really attentive listener can hear the wind rustling through the trees because we are in plain air together for the first time in months.
But that's no sound effect. We're in an
Denver,
actual
Colorado.
park.
We're in Cheeseman Park. right in the center of Denver. It's rumored to be haunted because it used to be a burial ground.
One of Denver's more overrated parks. I'll just say it.
Why do you say
Overrated?
that?
Yeah.
Overrated?
It's a
Really?
beautiful park.
This is a beautiful park.
It's an okay park.
Okay,
It's
well,
an okay
we know where Andrew
park.
stands on the
It has a
issue.
nice running track around the perimeter. I'll give it that.
It's got huge open expanses, lovely views of downtown. What more do you need out of a park?
Andrew is going to be. I know because we've been talking about doing this for the next few episodes that we can.
We're talking about
getting
hitting up some
outdoors to
parks.
do this and doing it from different parks in Denver.
Right.
Because Denver is a city of parks.
In
municipal
fact,
parks.
a little Denver factoid for everybody. The reason it was called Paris on the Platte is because it had so many parks like Paris.
Yeah.
And you could buy Club cigarettes there, which I think is the
Well, that was the
larger
restaurant.
reason.
So
Yeah,
you
so
were
we're
saying
in the
Paris on the
we're,
Platte.
well, we're in the park and we're dealing. People are here enjoying their day as well.
Yeah.
So, it's just
Just a
very natural
Human being
experience.
coming up to ask for one of life's core needs.
I was also gonna
Denver
say-
is crushing it.
I was also going to say we're called Paris on the Platte because we're we're at the forefront of fashion and always have been in Denver.
Oh, is that it too?
Yeah,
I
as
didn't know
Denver
that.
As I
fashion
can see,
goes-
just looking at the three of us right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ben just took a break from harvesting maple syrup.
I walked into the park and a dude called me a sexy lumberjack motherfucker as soon as I walked in. So.
It's true. Adam got that greeting.
And Andrew is dressed like he's playing catcher in a Sandlot baseball game today.
which is how
I would describe Andrew as hoping to play catch. He's watching the
You
game.
don't think I could get in on
He's
a
watching the
Sandlot game?
hoping to get in.
I don't know.
I mean,
Yeah,
my
he-
knees are bad. Once I get down in the stance, I'm locked up. I'm not standing up to throw to second.
Well, and
so
your pitch calling is wild. No one knows what you're doing. Knuckle all the
It's
time.
always like, you're perfect.
I
I like all of our physical visual jokes on this episode that are really going to play
Well, it's
for our
because we're
viewers.
finally face to face.
We can see each
And
other.
I
We have
missed-
not podcasted face to face since
And
March,
I missed you
February.
both.
Since-
I'm going to
since
say
February,
it.
I think.
I missed you guys. I really did.
It's been
This is-
crazy.
So this week's challenge, we challenged ourselves to meditate, to work meditation into our day for at least a half hour.
Mhm.
If you did more, great. And to see if there was anything to help combat the blahs. You know,
Right.
because I've been feeling kind of blah.
Well, as we, and trigger warning, in the first half, Ben really felt the blahs.
And it was huge of him to be so vulnerable to be able to say the big B word.
That's why I love this podcast.
amongst
Is you can
us.
just open yourself up to your friends and let them know you're
It's
feeling
A
just
lot
the
of
raw.
men, they cannot come to grips with the fact that they have the blahs.
Ben's in tune emotionally, and that's what I love about that dude.
Well, anyway, I really appreciate you both supporting me.
We
in my
appreciate your
struggle.
bravery.
Yeah.
And but first of all, were you both able to meditate every day?
Broseph.
I did a little bit. I didn't do it every day.
You didn't do it every day?
I did not do it every day.
Okay, what's the punishment? Okay,
I'll
instead of
find-
meditating, you have to stay up for a week straight.
But
Well,
no,
I'm way ahead of you because I seem to like doing that
But
anyway.
wait a second, he had a sub challenge, so
Oh,
let's not
right.
forget that.
I was too busy being possessed to properly
You got
meditate.
possessed.
You did get possessed.
No, I did not get possessed.
Fuck.
What?
Man, this
Dude,
challenge
you
is a
blew this
double
whole
loss.
fucking challenge. You're such a
I
dumbass.
felt, which is like stupid, but I felt like stressed out to have to carve out 30 minutes to meditate. It was like something that I kept pushing later in the day, like, oh yeah, fuck, I forgot, I gotta fucking meditate for fucking 30 minutes. And so,
That's the spirit.
which is kind of my stress level these days and how I've been.
That's the most privileged American stance. Oh fuck! I've got to sit down for half an hour and focus on.
do my breath work for fucking.
Andrew's working on a new script called Petulant Monk. It's about a
Yeah.
young monk at a temple who hates the whole
You're-
rigorous training
You're
program.
still. I feel like with that, you're channeling that yogurt drinking motherfucker person
Yeah,
from
it's
a
just
previous.
this little bad part of my. It's my Wyoming genes creeping up through the.
Now you did start Wyoming Gene Company, but that folded. If
Yeah,
I
and it was
remember.
GENE. It was actually a sperm bank for ranchers who didn't have any heirs to take over.
And if you subscribe to Patreon, the gene bank failed, but Andrew still has a back catalog
Yeah,
of so much
yeah.
sperm.
A lot of ranchers, if you're looking to
Top tier
Top tier
Patreon
people are going to get a dose of sperm.
a vial
sent to
of
them.
Wyoming rancher sperm from
Yeah, if you're looking for a top-heavy, wind-burnt man, baby, I've got you covered.
Well, anyway, that's for the Patreon members.
Look at how,
we'll deal with
look
them
at
on
how
the
red
email.
this baby came out.
This baby already has a chew loaded in. How is this even possible?
He told me his name was Cheney. He came out and said, my name's Cheney.
That's Wyoming gene code genes right there. But I swear to God, your commercials, they were straight fire, bruh.
Thanks, dude.
You really-
We'll have to shoot some to
Andrew
show people.
Screaming into the wind.
Yeah, with a
You
giant
can't
hat
hear
on, standing in front of a wind farm outside of Casper.
Are you impotent and lacking sperm?
Are you as infertile as the land around me? Well, come on down and get ejected with a batch of grade A's. USDA Choice Wyoming Rancher come.
Oh, this is the saltiest semen this side of the goddamn Ganges. Wow, that's
right.
amazing.
There it is.
Wyoming gene
You know what
code,
I- you know what I
it's
realized?
Too bad. I feel like the marketing really wrote
It
itself.
speaks for itself, and I'm surprised more people didn't get on board.
No, but you really. So, how many days out of the 7 would you say
Dude,
you did?
I don't know. And sometimes I did it, but I didn't do it for 30. I would lie there and I'd be like, okay, it's been fucking 30 minutes. And it had been like 12 minutes. And once I got up and checked my phone, I wasn't going to go back down.
You're the biggest new age curmudgeon.
But I realized I have meditated before in much smaller doses. When I do yoga, at the end of yoga, you do this like final shavasana, and you lie there
Yeah.
back, and you just like let your body go, and you just breathe in and out in this like very regimented way, and it's like a real treat at the end of yoga.
That is
It's
the
a
good
very
shit. I've done that too, I guess. Yeah.
yeah. And
Yeah,
once
but I
I
mean,
was
but-
doing
but-
this
but the
meditation, I was
point
like,
is
oh
that-
yeah, this
that's like
is
2
this
minutes.
is
yeah,
that.
but you're talking about doing it for like 2 minutes. So like,
yeah,
if
exactly.
you're-
It's like a Costco sample of
So-
meditation.
so
No,
let
but
me
they
ask-
always say stay as long as you'd like, and Andrew disrupts the next class.
yeah,
and
yeah.
stays
I'll
so
go a
long.
good hour and 17 there on the
They
floor.
throw him out at closing.
Yeah.
He's just slumped in the corner.
Legally,
Shavasana.
once they say that, the studio
just
is
you
yours.
snoring in the corner of a hot room.
As long as you never get up and leave that room, you can just live
Let me
there.
tell you about a little yoga loophole.
Yeah,
Yeah, the second class never starts if you don't leave the first
exactly.
class.
I've had final shavasanas that go weeks. You just bring in food.
So when you were doing your meditation, were you sitting up or did you take?
No,
time?
I lay down. I don't have the posture. You know my body posture. I was like,
Well,
if I
even
would've-
now, no one could see you're in this awkward kneeling posture.
yeah, I was giving my knees a break, but yeah, I tried to do the classic, lotus
sit.
position, but I was too conscious of like my back being stooped and just not feeling good. So, yeah, I just lay down.
When you did do it, did you get any days that you got a half hour in?
Yeah, I did.
And
some
did it
half
feel
hours.
good when you
yeah,
were done?
no, it definitely and like I knew it. Anytime you can like take a break and kind of like regiment your breath, I think because I have anxiety issues, I'll do breath exercises when I'm dealing with anxiety, and I'm like, yeah, that works. It can't help but work. If you slow down your body's engine by regulating the respiratory system, like you can control those things in your body, like anxiety and
So
stuff
why
like
not do it 7 times like we asked you to?
Mhm.
Because I was doing other things and it.
I want to know what other things. But I have an idea. There was baking of cracker dust.
Important
Because that
things.
cracker's not going to make it dust
Exactly.
itself. I mean,
No, there wasn't really any good. It was more like I kept pushing it off, and then it would be nighttime, and I was like, if I meditate now, I'm just gonna go to sleep, and it's like fucking 8:00. I'm not going to bed at 8:00. It was one of those things that I kept pushing off, like, oh no, I got to do this. Fuck, I got to do that. It was more. What's to blame is me having a very disorganized day-to-day lifestyle, despite having no day job and. Like I should have like nothing but time, but I don't. It's always like, oh yeah, fuck, I forgot I had to do this, I had to do that. So
yeah.
Well, that might be another challenge where we buy Andrew a daily planner.
Ooh.
We just go through it.
can't
I'm
wait to
thinking maybe
doodle
a
in it.
Kathy covered daily, Kathy on the cover.
My
I gotta
life.
get my life together.
It's in the toilet.
Right, and we help you plan your week.
Okay, Adam, did you do it every
buddy,
day?
I did it every day, all day, every day.
You did it all day?
No. I did
Oh.
it 30-minute each time. But Ron, I want you to sound privilege alert.
Okay.
I spent the week at my parents' mountain house.
Oh.
And it was a lovely, lovely place. So it was like the perfect place to meditate. Like I would go out every day to this point, and it just overlooked this beautiful valley. And I was just in the mountains alone in a chair, closing my eyes and meditating for 30 minutes. And it was just, who wouldn't like that? It was the fucking best.
Did you have any moments in the middle of it where you felt like you had separated from yourself a bit or disconnected a little bit? Or
I had some of the same anxiety Andrew had because I was worried I was doing it wrong. I literally Googled, how do you meditate? I Googled it. And then I was like, oh, you just sit and breathe and it's easy. So I was like, I can do that. But then I would try, I think I mistake meditation for like Zen and trying to unthink in like a state of non-thinking.
Right.
And so I'd get mad at myself when because thoughts would just come in and out and in and out.
This book I was reading was the author was talking about that often discourages most people from meditation, is this feeling as if there's a right or wrong way to meditate.
Right.
Where they're just saying, don't be at odds with your thoughts. You're in essence becoming another voice of dissent in your life, where it's just saying, bear witness to your thoughts, say, oh yeah, there's that thought, and then just let it go. And I think once you can do that, you can really like relax your mind.
I think like day 3 or 4, I started to be like, whatever. I kind of realized that on my own. I was like, if your thoughts are coming into your brain, then that's just what's going on right now. Just go with it.
Right.
And so I kind of liked that. It was just this random collection of thoughts, and some of them would be super
Tell some of your
stonery.
favorites.
Well, I had one that was like so like first time you smoked weed, and you're like, this is the most profound. Somebody get me a pen because I'm about to save society. But
what was it?
You know when you close your eyes, and also the sun was coming in. You know when you close your eyes and you'll see little like particles still in the darkness, like almost like they look like subatomic particles, like an atom or something.
Yeah,
just kind of. You'll see them in the background. I was seeing those, and I think the sun coming through my eyelids was making it more intense. And I was just like, I had this like profound tapping into the sunshine. I was like, we're all just a collection of those tiny little particles, man. Like the same fucking first creature amoeba that came out of the water. That's just I'm the same.
I'm gonna go out on a limb, Andrew. I agree with you. This sucks.
No,
I don't like this at all.
I'm just watching your wife watch you just get blasted by the sun as you're staring up at it.
Oh, I gotta tell you, I came out of a pretty mean sunburn.
Just absolutely looking into the sun.
Exactly. He runs into his parents' house. Katie's there. His nose, 3rd-degree burns all over his face.
I reached the truth. I found an inner truth.
We're all just like amoebas. Quick, somebody give me an REI shirt to write this up.
We're all the same.
Yeah, I love that you're like,
I'm sorry I was vulnerable and shared the connectivity that I felt in the moment, dudes.
Yeah, look, Ben already filled up our vulnerability battery last week.
I am tired of Ben Roy having an emotional monopoly on this fucking podcast. I'm capable of feeling the
I love that you were
well.
like subatomic particles. Not that you're seeing the world through basically 2 snow globes on your face that are connected with Vaseline and filled with blood clots. And all
I
kinds of
prefaced
shit.
it as a stoner thought. I didn't say that I think it's
that shit
profound.
just
Actually,
flows by your field of vision, and the sun illuminates it, and you're like, we're connected to Everett. That's the first place you go. You're the biggest atheist I know, and then you immediately.
I am not an atheist. I'm an agnostic motherfucker,
I'm
and I make a point of that. I wrote it in my book, which you would know had you read it.
I got the Cliff Notes. Hey, did you know they have Cliff Notes of your book?
Really?
Already?
I should be getting money for that.
No, I drafted a few.
I wrote him up.
You guys wrote the Cliff Notes to my book?
Yeah, Andrew and I worked on them
Yeah,
together.
the Denver comedy scene needed it so they could still go to parties.
Well, I guess I'm just glad they're getting the message, however boiled
I think
down
I did a
it
good
is.
job.
You did a great job.
I think I condensed
It's
it.
a really tragic, heartfelt memoir. I can't believe you guys just sort of reduced it to the talking point.
With the basic talking points.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
how
I
about
don't
you-
feel like sharing anymore. Talk about your fucking meditation, Ben.
No. I think that's great. I
can tell.
I really do. Like, I think you.
I had more thoughts. That wasn't the only thought I had.
All right, well, share your other thoughts.
No.
As we put
I
on
opened
bibs.
my heart.
Let's
You
put
guys
on-
dug around with little rusty scalpels.
Let me put on my sharing bib. Come on, tell us something else you thought.
Put on Andrew's got a sharing bib on.
I would also think a lot, like thoughts would just go in and out. I would think a lot about various projects I'm working on. And in all honesty, I would have like a realization, be like, oh, you should change this part. So like creatively, it kind of actually helped a lot. And I think I'll continue to use it. Like if have writer's block, I think I just might, instead of just sitting there frustrated in front of the keyboard, I think I might be like, just go lay
That's
down
great.
for 30
I
minutes.
can't wait to see if
you
it
have a
makes
new
your
show coming
comedy-
out about subatomic particles? That
I actually have one called Wyoming Gene Co. I took that idea.
you fuck. You're
And
making
I
a show out of
play
my
Harvey, the
disastrous
proprietor of a
business?
wind farm.
How did you do, Ben? I mean, it was your challenge.
How did I do? I did well. I did it every day. Some days I find are better than others. Some days I sit down and
Is
because
this
I
a
try
song?
to sit
Are
in a
you doing-
chair. I try to sit upright, like you were doing. But some days I find I'm very aware of myself and I'm very aware of noises around me. And I find that I opened my eyes, but it was just like I'd been sitting still for a half hour. But there were definitely, probably, I'd say about half the time where I find myself waking up rejuvenated as if I had taken a good nap.
Mhm.
Like I feel much more relaxed. I feel, especially now, more calm about the future. That's where I'm like most stressed. And
I hear
Really?
that, and
Why?
I, at the risk of being vulnerable once again, I do too. I think we're all scared as fuck about the state of global affairs and certainly American affairs, and it's terrifying.
yeah,
And that chilled me out a little bit. And I was like, listen, we're all just the same. We're all human, bro. We're all like just a bunch of fucking particles, dudes.
I made the mistake of using an app. Amelia, my daughter, meditates, and she has an app that she recommended I use.
Oh, do you kick down the door and make fun of her when she shares her thoughts?
Duh, dude, I'm her dad. Okay. You think I'm not a good dad? Is that what you're implying?
I don't know. It's an unconventional approach.
But she suggested this app that I used. I don't remember the app, and I'm gonna make fun of it anyway, so I won't mention it by name. But anyway, the woman that was doing the guided meditations had the most annoying fucking voice. It was like, I think she was shooting for ASMR, but she
Ooh,
was
I love
doing
that
that
shit.
like baby voice.
Oh,
That
like
is-
vocal fry.
yeah, like, and it was unbelievably.
You're like super
awful.
calm right now.
Like, just
You're
like,
like
let it
drifting
go.
away.
And when,
You're like not thinking about anything.
Yeah, but she actually said what you just said. She's like,
and when thoughts come, it's okay to just acknowledge them and let them go.
and I was like, God, shut the fuck
Just let your
up.
thoughts go.
I love that you're getting into a mental argument with the app
Yeah,
that's
with the-
guiding you.
She's probably not even an actual person. It's probably just like software that is not,
Oh yeah,
a
they've
software
definitely
voice.
programmed some sort of like Aurora, Colorado teenage
Skynet
girl.
mind control shit. That's
Like,
what I
how
got
do we
possessed
get
with was
that?
this fucking baby voice.
Yeah,
Bullshit.
I could see
Do you
that
ever do? Have you ever listened to the ASMR or whatever?
It doesn't work on me, dude. It's like nails on the chalkboard.
Really? Oh my god!
I don't
it
even know what
is-
that is. Is it
No, it's
hypnosis?
like how would you describe
It's
it?
like apparently like a response that some people have to soft talking, to like the sounds like
It's like
that
very
the mouth
comforting
makes.
to
Like,
you.
If somebody is chewing on something, or even for me, if somebody's like talking like very quietly,
They
or,
talk like this, and
you can hear their like
yeah, you
there
hear
was a-
all the
like a
there was-
kindergarten teacher at nap time or
sounds.
something?
yeah, but
And-
very softly talking. Or for instance, there's this poet, his name's Donald Hall, and he had done a piece on This American Life. I used to listen to it to fall asleep. He has a throat lozenge in his mouth while he's reading, and it moving around in his mouth, it puts me into like the state of like like I don't know why it makes me so relaxed and like
Sounds terrible. I don't think I like that at
That's
all.
fascinating.
yeah,
that would-
like some people respond very well to it, and it's like
it's very popular if you go on like YouTube and shit. And
Yeah.
you'll see.
you'll
there's,
hear
like, very
people
popular
talking
videos.
very
Huh. Okay. Well, I
Yeah.
got to learn about that, I guess.
It's
Yeah,
just for our
it's-
Grolic Saves the World listeners.
Yeah, we should do crawling.
We want to give you a whole episode that
Yeah, we should do a
is
whole
I don't-
episode
ASMR.
of
I
talking.
hate this.
Your voice is just
Why?
fully
Adam,
I'm Team
resonant.
Andrew.
come along with us. Andrew's doing it right now.
I don't want to do this. don't like
this is for me. I'm just going to take this episode home and furiously masturbate.
Okay, back on board.
To your own voice.
But no, I don't like guided meditation generally. I find that it's very difficult for me to find a voice I can forget.
Yeah.
But certain types of music, like just even like
Van Halen?
like yeah. Well, yeah, but it's strictly
That was just my
with
guess for
Sammy
right off the
Hagar.
dome.
That stuff puts me to sleep. No, like even like old Bjork does it. Portishead, like stuff that was like ambient sounding. And,
How old's the Bjork you're eating? Because you shouldn't eat too old of Bjork. It's not. It's got to be fresh.
You mean well past?
You listen to Portishead when you're not making out, you sick fuck. Portishead is exclusively for making out. I would never listen to
Well,
that.
I'm
in
making
another
out with my
context.
subatomic self. That I.
Oh, so they're like the Dave Matthews of white trash, then Portishead.
Yeah, that's
You
what
didn't
everyone
like
thinks of
Portishead?
Portishead
Oh
from
my God, I
England.
can't even do this. Portishead is she was.
I just heard making out, and I went to Dave. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Or even Mazzy Star. Mazzy Star is good. Like something quiet and low. Like I don't like new agey music because I'm like Andrew, like the stuff you get in a massage therapy room or something.
Yeah, dude.
That just pisses me off. I'm immediately like, what asshole sits in a studio and makes this garbage?
Oh yeah, well that's a whole different.
Yeah, that's
American,
we
this
should
American
we
life.
should do an episode where we have to make new age music.
I like one
Dude,
of the
that would
days
be
I-
so funny.
I
But it
threw
has
on-
to pass as new age music.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like we could totally do that.
Yeah.
Fuck
I threw
yeah,
some
dude.
on like day 3 or 4. Just put meditation music into my like
Yeah.
Apple Music, and I think that actually helps me.
Yeah, a little bit of I
Got
actually
some
like
Deep Forest, but the remixes. Remember Deep Forest? They go around the world and just sample like
Forrest.
kids and stuff. No,
Yeah.
it would be like Ukrainian peasants on one album and like African kids on the next album.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't remember this. What is it?
It's a band called Deep Forest.
I don't remember
Go
that.
check it out.
I thought you were talking about forest sounds.
No, this was like a group. Like
Because
a-
I'll turn on like this just a repetitive ocean sound.
Yeah.
That works. Just even just you can find solid tones of white noise for your phone, and that kind of noise.
I can't
just
do the ocean. I'm ashamed to even admit this because I try to find where the loop repeats in the ocean on the
Your
white noise
brain
machine.
will not let you rest.
I'm like,
man.
I'm gonna find where this ocean clip starts repeating itself.
Your brain is definitely does not like you. Like your brain is like, do not let up on this guy until he's dead. Do not.
But I like the ocean sound, but then my brain's like, I think we already heard this wave. Like I think it's come back.
I hate when the ocean plays the same wave.
Yeah.
I'm like, we fucking heard this.
Heard it. I'm at the beach.
Just us down in Bora Bora with shithead over here, and he's just
I'm bored of
I'm already bored.
this. Is the only sound it makes.
Didn't we already see that dolphin? We already saw that fucking dolphin. Next.
Well, okay, so the next question then would be, and I think I know the answer for Andrew. Would you make this a regular part of your routine? Like, is
Yeah, I
this-
mean, I will say that I should. There's no downside to it. If you can't carve out 30 minutes of your day to, be inside yourself and
Hold on.
I did
What were you saying?
Adam just got outside of himself.
I was inside myself. I didn't hear what he was saying.
I deeply regret.
It's such a loud pop. There's a lot of air in there.
Pretty
Adam.
far up there.
Yeah, but you're taking in too much air when you enter.
To each their own.
Anyway,
Seems like an
yeah,
inappropriate response.
To each their own. We all go inside of ourselves in our own ways.
we all get inside of ourselves one hand at a time.
There's a lot of different routes one can take.
But
anyway, yeah, to take 30 minutes and be aware of your breathing, and there is no downside that I could see. And if you can't carve out 30 minutes in your day to do that, then I think that is that illustrates another problem where it's like, hey, you have to
yeah,
either
and
organize
we
your life
talked
so
about
you
that's
can
a problem we're continuing to work on with
Or
you.
Kathy
So,
Day Planner.
or prioritize. Thank you.
Adam,
I think I'm not going to do it every day, but like I'm going to use it.
I mean, the sun is fucking his eyes up pretty good.
you gotta.
The
he'll
doc
be
said my
staring
lids.
at the
The doc
sun.
said my
It's gonna
lids
be
can't
blind
take
in a month.
No, but
the sun's insights are brutal.
Adam, listen, the thoughts you had that were so profound with your eyes closed, imagine how good they're going to be with them open.
Oh, my God.
You know what? If you just stare directly at the sun.
what if I just thought meditation was staring at the sun?
Just Event Horizon style, just absolutely burning your eyes out.
Oh, we're going. We don't need eyes to see.
I, a bit more than a week has elapsed since we did this, and so I stopped doing the 7 days, and then I got frustrated about something. It's always career bullshit. Like some development just didn't go the way I wanted, and I was pissy, and I was in a shitty mood, and I had a shitty morning otherwise. And I literally was like on my phone, and I was like, check Instagram, check your email, check Instagram, check your. And I was like, what the fuck am I doing? And I was like, go meditate for 30 minutes. Just your brain is in a shitty place.
Whoa, you did it.
And I went and did it, and I felt so much better. And I think as a sort of way of, I looking back, I didn't have the language to know it, but I think I may have had the blahs in that moment.
Wow.
Oh,
I think
Might be
I
our
had
most
the
profound
blahs.
episode yet.
Yeah.
And
And you know what it is?
I knew enough to counterbalance with a little meditation.
And that's my fault. We went for a walk, and I didn't wear a mask, and I may have given you the blahs.
Oh my God.
And COVID-19. Get tested. Because
Yeah. I'm more worried about COVID-19, but because I'm now armed with meditation, I can counter the blahs. But the pandemic, I got nothing.
Yeah.
Just kind of ruining my lungs right now.
Well, and you've been anti-masking on a big anti-masking.
Sure. Well, I'm playing that. I'm getting in character, that Wyoming rancher. So yes, I will use it. And it worked fucking great. So I think anytime that I'm just like too in my head being negative, I'm going to go try to meditate. It got me right out of it.
I think I'm going to continue it as well. It's something I don't do every day, but I tried to make at least a few times a week. And I definitely feel like it's something I'll continue largely for my anxiety. But I've noticed throughout this whole COVID thing it's not obviously new. I think the CDC just released this terribly sad report on mental health right now.
Oh, God.
And the depression is something that's new to me. I usually my depression is an onset of feeling trapped by my anxiety. And I'll be like, well, I can't leave the house. And I'm not prone to just depression. But man, I felt it throughout all of this. And I find that even that half an hour a day does help. It buys me an hour of feeling good after it.
Dude, we've been joking about the blahs, but it's exactly what it is depression. And I think all of us are feeling it right now. If you weren't feeling it already, now it's like exacerbated.
Yeah. And I want to say this, and this is super serious, but if any of you are feeling it, please talk to somebody, seek help. You know, there's not...
Or try meditation. It really worked for me. I'm telling you, it pulled me right out of that funk, which was depression, a.k.a. the blahs. We're just trying to soften the blow of a harsh word.
Yeah.
But it totally,
word.
It totally fucking worked for me.
Yeah, I mean, obviously...
And meditating is free and requires nothing.
Right.
Yeah,
Don't use
and I think you can do it, despite Andrew's criticism of it. I think you can do it at any time of day. I think 8 o'clock at night is fine. I think if you fall asleep afterwards, fine. But just taking that time to really crawl and see Adam's inside of himself. Adam, you're inside yourself.
Get out.
I have a hard time hearing when I'm inside myself.
Yeah.
I'm concentrating
Yeah, we can tell.
on my inner truths.
This was a good challenge.
I loved it.
I like this challenge a lot. So why don't we do this? Why don't we take a quick break and listen to some stand-up comedy from our live show? And this one is lights out. I mean, this comic is at the top of their game. I mean, it's probably the best comic we've ever had on the show.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I mean, one of those people, those Haley Comet type comics that just comes around.
Haley's comic?
The Haley's comic.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
I mean, I
Haley
read about it in
Osment
this
type
comedy
comics.
scripture. It was
one of those
foretold.
Haley Joe Osment type
They have
comics.
a good set once every 14 years?
Yeah. Yeah. And this comic's name is Ben Roy. I want everybody to enjoy this comedy.
We got
and
rope-a-doped.
we'll be back in a moment.
Rope-a-doped.
We'll be back in a minute to let you know about next episode's challenge. Stay with us. I love when people are like, God called in to do that. My mother-in-law talks to God. She's always like, God speaks through me. Yeah, he speaks to me, and he told me to do this. Yeah, those are called ideas. You know we all have those, don't you? Some of us have them at such a staggering frequency, we're forced to put them in piles, such as good idea or
bad idea. Just a thought, they come at us so frequently, you gotta separate them. You know what I mean? For instance, maybe here's an example. Maybe God tells you to sit with the old people as they're transitioning into the afterlife. Or maybe you should spend some time helping wounded soldiers because it's not their choice they were sent over there. As long as we participate in this, they're a victim as well of a fucking far-reaching foreign policy. Or maybe you should treat other people with kindness. Those would be called good ideas, right? Or maybe your brain tells you, maybe God tells you, maybe he tells you, like, I should take that tip jar off the counter, you know what I mean? Or I just sideswiped that person's car, I shouldn't stop, you know what I mean? Or I should pay 2 completely foreign fishermen to drag my God-drunk ass out to the middle of nowhere to go to visit a bunch of immune-suppressed, highly volatile Neolithic warriors to preach the Lord of a deity they've never fucking heard of, only to get an arrow enema and then be buried in a shallow, sandy grave. Yeah, those would be called bad ideas. Those would be ones you'd want. I should eat a pint of pub cheese and then call all my high school girlfriends and tell them about how good I am at fucking now. Let them know that 90-second chumps fest I took them on sophomore year was an aberration. And see, some of them are gray areas. You're not going to know right away. You got to let them marinate and see what happens.
All right. Well, that was super enlightening. Really fun to go inside. Adam, you're inside yourself again. If you could.
Sorry, I'm here.
Anyway, we're closing the
look
episode.
in his eyes, you just know he's in there. And his left hand is.
It is. And way up there. And I just wanted to let everybody know this is Ben. I'm going to be doing my first show in 6 months. I haven't done any shows. It'll be at Comedy Works South in Denver, and a lot of you listen outside of Denver, but you can purchase virtual tickets. They are online at comedyworks.com. That show is at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. If you do live in Denver, there are limited in-person tickets and strict guidelines, but I would love for you to be there. If you don't want to be there or you're a little bit nervous, you can purchase virtual tickets as well.
Yeah, what date is that taking? Because Andrew and I got to clear our calendars.
Oh, yeah. So for all of you, that'll be Friday. This Friday, September 4th, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
You know what? I have this.
You don't have anything to do. All you've been doing is hanging. You can do it virtually.
Yeah, but my computer's going into the shop
hate you
to get
guys.
an oil change.
Anyway, join me. Check out my live show. And I miss you all. I can't wait to see some of you or hear if you enjoyed it.
Also, we have a Patreon if you want to check that out. We have different tiers, different perks. There's always bonus content coming down the chute. Coming up soon, guess what? We have a new episode of Boy Crazy.
Boy Crazy.
And this one.
Should we tell them? Should we tell them what it
Yeah,
is?
fuck it. Let's get new members for Patreon. This is the podcast within a podcast, Boy Crazy. First one was Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Second one, only for Patreon subscribers, New Kids on the Block.
Oh,
we break
gets
them down
heated.
in terms of hunkiness, and it gets heated.
It gets very heated.
Yeah, so check that out. Patreon.com/Grolic Saves. All kinds of fun stuff on there.
And while you're checking stuff out online, listen, please rate and review our podcast. I'm not going to beg you, but I'm fucking
beg.
begging you.
Yeah, I'll beg.
I'm begging you.
Ain't
It helps
too
us
proud
so
to
much.
Please.
Subscribe. Tell your friends. Tell your friends. This podcast is really growing fast, and we couldn't do it without you. So keep doing what you're doing. Tell your friends, and follow us at Grolix Comedy for all the updates.
As always, this podcast is not possible without chakra organizer Ron Doyle. He helped put my shavasana back where it needed to be, and
final.
we can't do it without him.
Nope.
So a huge thank you to Ron Doyle.
Spiritual Donka for helping align our chakras.
As always, our theme music is done by the incomparable Charlie Continental. Such a good song.
Love it. And what is this next challenge?
I don't know, Ben. What is it?
I had a thought on this one, and I wanted.
You old dog, you got that 1,000-yard stare in your eyes.
I've got it.
He's got his challenge face on.
Listen, we went inside ourselves, right? We learned about the inside of each other. Now let's learn about what we put into ourselves.
They already know. It's my fingers and fists.
No, anywho. And as always, I want to tell you, this is my favorite part of the episode. You both know it. You both love it. It's when I get to say, play us out, Charlie.
Are there any heroes left at all? A few strong souls that pick us up when we fall down. We looked around for those rare kinds of folks, but the best we did was these dumb trucks that town big jokes. We're getting fixed, our worries are nixed. Let's have some kick while the frolic says we're getting